Welcome to the DVM365. I'm News Channel Director Kristi bringing you this special edition from CVC Washington, D.C. The Fairness to Pet Owners Act seems to have stalled in Congress again. Recently, I had a chance to speak with Mark Cushing, founder of the Animal Policy Group, who gave me the latest on this controversial legislation.
This is the new bill filed by the same Congressman Matheson from Utah, same name, same problems. Virtually identical language, tweaks it a bit, but essentially forces pet medications to be a prescription handed to the pet owner, encouraging them to go elsewhere for the prescription. I see no support in this Congress. Matheson's retiring. Congressman Moran, his cohort from Virginia, is also retiring. I don't think the Energy and Commerce Committee, with all that's on their plate, have any inclination to give this bill a hearing any more than they did the last time, which they didn't. I'm not even sure if the big box retailers are behind this bill. They haven't surfaced on the Hill yet, lobbying it. So I think the politics haven't changed, and nothing's changed the basic argument that veterinarians are critical to the pharmacology, if you will, of pet health in this country. And I don't see any congressman questioning that.
Turning to medical news, Dr. Elizabeth Colleran is excited about recent breakthroughs in feline medicine. Here she is with an update.
There are a couple of things that have been announced recently. One is a new form of therapy for squamous cell carcinomas, which have been always a terrible thing to have happen in cats. We've been very frustrated about the treatment options for those, so that's a new opportunity. We also know a lot more about how to manage diabetics, and some of them we're actually able to manage into remission, which is a super exciting opportunity to get these cats to not be diabetic. And I think the third one isn't actually out yet, but stay tuned. There's a great one coming on the management of chronic renal insufficiency kitties. So there's some new data coming on how to do that and do it well and keep these cats with a really high quality of life.
Coming up, practice management consultant Jessica Goodman offers warning signs that a dysfunctional team may be beyond repair. But first, veterinary orthopedist John Payne advocates for better communication between specialists and general practitioners.
Education among veterinarians as far as better patient care primarily starts with good communication. And in veterinary medicine, I think that at this point in time, we're seeing very well-defined roles for both the general practitioner and the specialist. The general practitioner is going to be the gatekeeper. They're going to make most of the diagnoses, and then they're going to decide if and when a patient needs to be referred to a veterinary specialist. On the other end, the veterinary specialists need to work hand in glove with the general practitioner so that we are able to expedite getting patients in for appropriate and timely care for specialty problems. And then we need to communicate back very well with the general practitioner so that we're working together as far as post-operative care to allow optimal outcomes in these patients.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff Werber, and you're watching the DVM365.
I really hate to say that something's not fixable because I like to keep an open mind and there's always a way. But really, a dysfunctional team becomes non-fixable when an owner or leader, I should say, of the practice refuses to make changes within themselves. So acknowledging the dysfunction is one thing, but acknowledging that you're part of it is another. And you know, if there's dysfunction in a practice, a leader has to look at themselves first and make changes within themselves before they ask their team to change as well. And when they're just not willing to do that, when that happens, whether it's you know, an owner, a manager, or even a department head that's trying to fix their department, if they're not going to look to themselves and start by leading an example with change, then it's really not going to be possible to heal the dysfunction.
Veterinary industry analyst John Volk was a featured speaker during DVM360's special Leadership Challenges track during CVC. Here he shares a surprising but effective method of scheduling cagey clients.
Clients are really busy and they don't always respond to reminders, and one practice manager I know that really has done an exceptional job sends out postcards, sends out email or text reminders, and then a couple days before the appointment telephones clients to remind them of their appointment. And if the client does not respond, if the client doesn't come in, they'll make 2 other attempts at telephone reminders. And if the client doesn't respond to those, they'll actually look and see when the client was in last, and they'll make a presumptive appointment for them. So they'll say, you know, Mrs. Kramer, we saw that the last time you brought your pet in, you came in on a Wednesday morning, so we made an appointment for you 2 Wednesdays from now at 10:30 in the morning. If there's any reason this won't work for you, please call and let us know. And what they find is a very, very high percentage of clients respond to those presumptive appointments. Apparently, they feel that they must be very important, or else the veterinary clinic wouldn't have handled them that way. So it's by going the extra mile, the practice has gotten a lot more people in that had just ignored other reminders.
That does it for the DVM365 from CVC Washington. If you have comments or suggestions, be sure to email us at dvm360@advancedstar.com. And for the latest in veterinary news, medicine, business, and team coverage, be sure to check out dvm360.com every day.